Coming into your YouTube airwaves, I'm Vaughn, the Statman, and welcome to the Stat Room. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the top plays from the NFL, NBA, and some of my top wins on Prizepicks and on FanDuel. And guys, you can follow me on Twitter at VonnTheStatman. And guys, you can follow me by going to my website, vonnharris.com. So guys, without wasting any more of you guys' time, let's break it down.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Vaughn, the Statman, and thanks again for joining me on this DFS journey of ours. And I have some solid picks in store for you today. If this is your first time watching me, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button because you're gonna love me. If you've been watching me more than one time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button because obviously you love me. Now these picks, they're gonna go up, they're gonna go down, and sometimes they're gonna turn these picks into a green goblin. Okay, so yesterday, guys, I gave you marketing to go under his points, rebounds, and assists. That pick hit. I also gave you guys Steven Adams to go over his rebounds. That pick hit. So for video purposes, we went 2-0. So guys, let's get right into today's slate. So on today's slate, guys, it's a pretty solid slate for it being Monday. We have a pretty nice size slate. We got Atlanta at Detroit. We got Cleveland at Indiana, Milwaukee at Washington. You got Charlotte going on the road to Brooklyn, Clippers at Miami, Chicago at Orlando, which is going to be a good one, Dallas at Denver, and you got Houston playing Utah again, and then Phoenix at the Lakers. So for the first pick, guys, I'm going to look at this. I want to look at this Miami game. I want to take a look at the Clippers going on the road to Miami. The Clippers is one of the worst defensive teams in the whole NBA. Miami is now one of the fastest paced teams in the NBA. So Zubac could possibly be a liability on the defensive end because Adebayo is more agile than him. So I believe Adebayo will be able to get back down the court a lot faster. But if they can get back and set up the defense, then Adebayo will not have an advantage over Zubac. Zubac would then have the advantage because he's bigger, he's taller, he's more physical. He'll be able to bully Adebayo, but Adebayo could beat him if he catches it at the free throw line. So Adebayo is a pick that I would consider. But the pick that I'm going to give you guys is I'm going to go and I'm going to look at Norman Powell. Norman Powell is a player who averages close to 25 points a game. Of course, those numbers are going to go down slightly because Tyler Hero is back. But in this matchup, I always say revenge is a dish best served cold. And the Clippers basically said Norman Powell wasn't good enough to re-sign. He gets a chance to play his team when they traveled across the country and they come to his home. So I love Powell for points. He don't have PRA out yet, which is I don't understand why because he does get 2 to 3 assists each game. But I do like him just for points. You can take points and rebounds. But for the purpose of the video, I'm going to take points. Now, guys, I'm going to take his fantasy score because this is one of them games where he could get a steal, he could get a block. So whenever the fantasy score comes up, that's what I'm going to take. But for video purposes, I'm going to give you the points. But I'm personally going to take his fantasy score to go for more.
If you like the video so far, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment.
All right, guys, so before I give you the next pick, if you are interested in checking out the services that I provide, you can go over to the description section of this video and find a link to my Patreon where you can become an exclusive member, which means you will gain access to everything that I do. That's including NBA, WNBA when it's in season, NFL. You get all my lines. You get my top players list for both sports. And of course, the third sport when WNBA is in season. And that's my top package. And if you just want to just sit back, relax, and don't have to worry about breaking down slates, then you can get my top players list. It's only $15, guys. It's less than $1 per day. That means that if you work 8 to 9 hours a day, you don't have to come home and spend 3 to 4 hours breaking down the slates. Leave that to me. And then my top players list, I break it down into 3 sections. My first section, I pick my top 10 to 12 picks, and then it's my 50-50 list. Next, it's only about 3 of those. Then it's my 3 picks that I believe have the highest chance to cash. I also give you an over and under prediction for a game, and I break the game down, and I also give you a full injury report. You get all of that for only $15, and that's in the description section of this video for my Patreon. All right, guys, so let's go right back to it, and let me get you this last pick. So for the last pick, guys, we're going to stay with the Los Angeles Clippers on the road against Miami. I'm really impressed with how Spoelstra changed up Miami's culture. Last season, they were one of the slowest paced teams, and they weren't able to score enough points in a lot of contests because they didn't really have the type of team to play a slow pace. When you play a slow pace, you typically play more of a bully ball type of a game. You have to have a really big dominant player like a Jokic or like a Giannis Antetokounmpo or like a Joel Embiid. So now that Miami has started to speed the game up, they're scoring more points. They're scoring 120 some nights, and they've even had 140 point scoring nights. So that being said, it's going to be no defense in this game. The Clippers defense is abysmal, so that is why I am going to give you guys Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard will be guarded by Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins is a pretty solid defensive player, but he's not going to be able to guard Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, when he's healthy, he's top 10, top 12 NBA player. I mean, this guy took Toronto, a team that had never been to an Eastern Conference championship, and Siakam, and Van Vliet. But if you notice, since Kawhi Leonard left, Toronto hasn't even got close to an Eastern Conference title game, let alone getting all the way there and winning it. So for that purpose, guys, I'm going to give you Kawhi Leonard at 30.5. This will be probably the last time you'll see Kawhi Leonard at 30.5 PRA. He's typically at about 35 PRA, and it appears that his minutes is increasing. And in this matchup, they're not going to have anybody that's going to stop him. He's the number 1 option on the team. He's going to get rebounds. He also gets his guys involved. So I think Kawhi Leonard can easily get you 35, 36 PRA. So that will be it, guys. So, guys, don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And don't forget to think in ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. Good hunting on this big slate. Love you guys.